Worried man with a worried mind. No one in front of me and nothing behind. There's a woman on my lap and she's drinking champagne. She got white skin and assassin's eyes. I'm looking out through sapphire tinted skies. I'm well dressed, waiting on the last train. That, of course, is the first verse from the song Things Have Changed, which is a Bob Dylan song that I encountered a few years ago while listening to the podcast Is It Rolling, Bob? A podcast that I miss very much, but it was while listening to that podcast that I really started deep diving into Bob Dylan. I think that was kind of an entry point for me. I'd always been a fan of Dylan and had endeavored to learn some of his songs. Maybe you could say, some of his big hit songs, if he ever had any hits. Usually it was other people who made the hits for him singing his songs. Because as you know, Bob Dylan has a very distinctive musical style and vocal style, and I would say it's an acquired taste. A lot of people, will say, oh, I just can't get around his voice. It's too this, too that. And I guess I found, growing up as a kid, I never really appreciated him until I got a lot older and started really listening to his lyrics and learning guitar and really appreciating his voice and his style. And over the years, that appreciation has matured and ripened. And I just find myself kind of becoming more and more deeply involved with Bob Dylan's music. I've been, as people know from watching my channel, I've been going methodically through each record album that he made, every studio album that he made, and learning all the songs, at least in a simple way, not in a very complicated or sophisticated way, but with my simple kind of cowboy chord strumming style. And in that process, I've really come to a much deeper appreciation of the vastness and the true extent of his achievements as a songwriter. And even though I was a little skeptical at first, when the news came out about him winning the Nobel Prize, this was 10 years ago, 2016, I myself was a little skeptical because I thought, well, how can we compare Bob Dylan to the great poets like, Dylan Thomas and so on? But over time, I've really come around to appreciate that award and all the awards that he's won, including the Academy Award he won for Things Have Changed. Since perusing his catalog of songs and learning to play many of them, I've come to a deeper appreciation of what he's accomplished as an artist, as a songwriter, as a storyteller, and I think he deserved the Nobel Prize. So I decided to have a party today, an event today, to help organize an event, I should say, at a local restaurant pub here in Shanghai to celebrate his 85th birthday. Today is May 24, 2026, and Bob is turning 85, which in and itself is a great achievement. But the fact that he continues to tour, that he continues to perform, that he has continued to write songs all his career, and those songs are still at a very high level, I think is a testament to his greatness as an artist and as a human being, all that he's given to us. So I thought today would be a nice day to celebrate his long career. And for that purpose, I created this songbook, the Dylan 100, which if anybody wants a copy, just send me a a message, and I can send the PDF to people. This is totally non-commercial. It's 100 songs that I myself selected that kind of represent the range and depth and variety of his songwriting. So I have an index or a table of contents at the beginning with all the songs. The songs are all listed alphabetically, and they appear alphabetically in the songbook. So basically it just has the lyrics with some prompts for the chords in case you want to play them on guitar or piano. But you should already know the song. It's not, reading this book is not going to, give you insight into how the song is played unless you know it already. But, it's not easy to memorize Bob Dylan lyrics. Look at this. This is Desolation Row, 10 verses, all very kind of surreal. And I have memorized this one in the past. I'll see if I can repeat that feat tonight at our event celebrating his 85th birthday. But it does take a lot of effort to learn all these verses, and that's just one of 100 songs. He does have many other songs that are multi-versed. Of course, Bob Dylan was known for many verses. Here's Tangled Up in Blue. That's another one that we play often, and I also know this song by heart, as well as Things Have Changed, which I played earlier, and I play very frequently when I'm playing live. But Tangled Up Blue, I think, is definitely up there among his best work in terms of the story, the tangled story that it weaves, the imagery, just the significance of this song. And it's kind of in a way, a nod to Woody Guthrie, Americana. It's kind of goes all the way from the Pacific Northwest to the Deep South. So it's really an amazing song. Of course, he does have some shorter songs, like Tell Me That It Isn't True from the Nashville Skyline album. But it's really quite a stunning achievement that he has stuck to songwriting as long as he has, that he has written at such a high level, continues to write just these brilliant songs. You could say that there's a darkness to them. One of my bandmates recently said, well, God, it's hard to find a Bob Dylan song that isn't sad. And there is some sadness. I mean, I think he's reflecting the pathos of humanity, of our existence, that we go through hard times. He's also trying to represent the voice of the people. There's a lot of songs that represent kind of the working man, which again connects him to his mentor in a way, Woody Guthrie, who's also writing about the working class. So Working Man's Blues, that's included in this, you could say, anthology of 100 Bob Dylan songs that I put together. So I think he's always been kind of a champion of the people who struggle for a living. He has been a champion of the people who are kind of considered the weirdos, the outcasts, the marginalized, the oppressed. And that makes him intriguing as well. But there are just so many great ideas in here, and you can see why people have written so many books about him and his music, and people teach courses about him. I actually taught a short intensive course on Bob Dylan this semester, which went really well. And for their final project, my students had to each memorize a song, which they didn't choose. It was chosen for them by picking cards. And at the end of the course, they all had to sing or perform or maybe recite the song lyrics from memory. Not all of them achieved that entirely, but some memorized the entire song. That was very impressive in the span of like they had 3 days to do it. So it is possible, especially if you're young, to memorize these lyrics. But I think Bob is notorious for having a Homeric memory that he's able to memorize all these complex lines and lyrics and ideas and present them in his music. So, without going too long, I just wanted to wish Bob Dylan a happy 85th birthday. I know I'm not wearing my Dylan shirt today, but I'm sure Dylan appreciates this band as well. So yeah, wish him a happy 85th birthday, and I wish Bob Dylan that he'll stay with us a while longer and continue to grace us with his music, his art, and his spirit, his very generous spirit. Thank you, and goodbye.